Brawlers, baby.
I'm a brawler on the mission, defeated, undisputed. I just right hook, don't miss you. Where's my competition? I'm a brawler on the mission, I'm defeated, undisputed. I just right hook, don't miss you. Where's my competition? I'm a brawler on the mission, undefeated, undisputed. I just right hook, don't miss you. I'm the greatest, like Ali, pet power in my punch. Line 'em up, knock 'em down, boy. It's really what you want. I punch you dead in your fronts.
All right, we live. It's your boy Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media in the building. This is the Brawler Sports Boxing Show. And today I got a really special guest. Hey, you know I do management as well. So this falls under my other umbrella, my main umbrella, Brawler Sports Management Group, LLC. And today my special guest is a newly signed Brawlers fighter all the way from Dallas, Texas. My brother is Adrien Bermudez Jr. He just signed a deal with Brawlers. I'm gonna introduce him right here, right now. So, champ, welcome aboard. We're glad to have you, man, and we look forward to doing some big things with your career, revamping your career. For those you don't know, Adrien unfortunately is 0-2 as a professional, no fault of his own. But in this business, is a dirty business, and if you don't know what to look for, then you don't know. And he kind of got caught up in the things of feeling like he should be training himself. He didn't have a professional trainer, proper trainer, taking him through the motions and watching him and teaching him and things of this nature on a daily basis. He was seeking fights on his own, taking fights that wasn't good fights, but didn't have that structure behind him to teach him and tell him, hey, this is a no-no, this isn't a good fight, don't take this fight. Adrien took the fights thinking that his skills would get him through, but you got to be in boxing shape. And you have to have that fight plan in order to go out here and make good. So he failed to 0-2, no harm, no foul, and this is reconcilable, if you will. And that's what we at Brawlers plan to do for him. So Adrien, go ahead and introduce yourself, brother. Tell them a little bit about your boxing career, where you boxed, who you boxed for, how you got started, and where you plan on going.
Well, like you said, I'm Adrien Bermudez Jr. I started when I was 9 years old. My father got me into it. I have 7 older brothers, and I was the youngest one, of course, and I'm the one that didn't like to fight at first. So, of course, being short and light-skinned, you get bully problems in the 90s, because we weren't. But so I used to run from my problems, and my pops and my brother was like, you can't run forever. Eventually you have to stand up to them and, make them earn your respect. So they got me in the gym. I've loved it. Been doing it ever since then. I didn't start fighting in amateurs until I joined the military in 2008 after I graduated high school. Army strong, all day. I fought at least 42 times while I was in the military, in between deployments and training, of course. I had a great. It was great. After I got out the military, I've done a couple of amateur bouts. As far as boxing goes, got a Michigan State light welterweight champion as an amateur. Fought at least 8 MMA bouts just to give it a try to see what it was like. Okay. Kind of enjoyed it, but I prefer stand-up game over going to the ground. It's not my thing. Like now here I am, 30, trying to turn it all around. Of course, anything's possible. Yeah. All the heart and, all the confidence in the world. I know I'm with a great team. We're going to get it together.
Yeah. Definitely going to do that. And we spoke about this prior to this interview when I first was introduced to Adrien. We spoke about his downfalls, all the shortcomings that he faced in boxing. And here's what fighters don't understand, especially the young fighters when they first start out, like yourself, Adrien. This brother went pro in 2017, had his first loss. He fought again in February of 2018, had his second loss. He was so frustrated and probably at some point started disliking the sport just because he didn't know how he was supposed to be treated or how he was supposed to be accepted into the sport with all the tools and the mechanics that go with. So he walked away from boxing for 2 years, never walked away from staying in the gym and training, but he walked away from the competitive side of it. Is that fair to say, champ?
Not really. It was just during that time of my career, I was just so used to, like you said, I was training myself.
Yeah.
I was doing like the best I can to stay in shape. I moved around a lot, trying to find that perfect gym or that, that coach that could get me back on track.
Absolutely.
Fortunately, no matter where I moved to, because I went back to Atlanta for a little bit, and some of the coaches out there, claimed to train Adrien Bermudez, but had their little favorites that they work with, and the only time they dealt with me is when it came to sparring.
Right.
So basically, for the past 2 years, between Atlanta and Cincinnati, working with Michael Stafford and some of the coaches in Cincinnati, all I was doing was basically sparring. They weren't really working with me.
Okay.
So I didn't lose love for the competitive side of the sport. I was just trying to find that fit so that way I could get back to competing. But
right.
No matter where I went, it was just coaches that had that favoritism because they didn't know me, and they felt like 0-2 record because I just jumped into it. I guess felt like they couldn't work with me or I wasn't coachable. But I mean, that's far from the truth. So,
right.
I just took the 2 years just to try to find somebody that could help me, get my career back on track.
Absolutely. This sport is one of the most dangerous sports that anyone can ever compete in. And young fighters need to be aware of this because just like what happened to Adrien and not being tied and connected to the right people, not finding a solid trainer, coach, if you will, that wanted to invest his time and his beliefs in Adrien and put him under his wing and take him to that next level. It's hard. And then you have a lot of people promising you this and that. Well, the grass is green on the other side. If you just come be with me, Adrien, or this fighter or that fighter. And then when you get there, it's like, you don't know jack. You don't know jack about what you're talking about. You don't know jack about what you're teaching. You don't know boxing. So here we are. You're stuck in a rut for a sport that you had so much passion and love and desire for. And now it's like, you're just stuck between a rock and a hard place. And fighters need to be aware. You have to have a good, solid team. You have to have a good trainer that knows boxing and know what the hell he's talking about in boxing. He knows what you need to be a good boxer, fighter, all the skills that come with that, offense, defense, angles, how to cut weight, how you should be eating properly, how you should be resting, running, putting in the road work. These are things that trainers push you and develop you into. They need to have good management. Good management doesn't get involved in training. Although I've trained, I've managed. The only hat I haven't worn in boxing is being a promoter. I've been a publicist, manager, trainer. Right. And I don't have a desire to be a promoter because it's just it's too crooked of a game and it requires a lot of losing money. And I'm not in the business of losing money. You dig? So with that being said, fighters need to be aware how they put a team together. You got to have a good manager. A manager is not about somebody that just puts you in a ring, throws you into the lion's den, collect money on you. No. You want to be built, you want to be brought up, and you want to be developed into that household name. And you want to build a brotherhood and become a close-knit family under that management banner. And it's not just about who I can set you up with a fight and how much money you're going to make me. No, it's not about that. We got to grow and build this relationship together. We got to build this team together now and turn it into a winning fighting machine and get back those 2 losses as quickly as possible and make this whole thing turn into a 2-2. And the quicker we do that, the better off we'll be. So his career is reconcilable. 2 losses. Yeah, he got them early and, it happens. I know fighters who've had 3, 4, 5 losses and end up being world champions multiple times and doing well and have made millions of dollars. So never let that discourage you. It's all about your belief and your faith that you have in yourself anyway. And if you have all of that, you can make it, brother.
Right. So
we welcome you here at Brawler Sports Media today for the interview. Brawler Sports Management as a Brawlers fighter. We're going to take you to the next level. I'm already working on some things for you. Hopefully early December, I should have you back in the ring for your 3rd fight. So you need to take that and run and stay in the gym, train as hard as you can, get as much sparring as you can, all the things that comes with winning.
Yes, sir.
And we'll and if you're not getting that, that's my job too, to make sure you communicate with me. And that's another thing, fighters. Communicate with your manager. If you're not getting something from a trainer, or you feel like you're being left behind, or he doesn't know how to get you to the next level, a manager's job is to seek new training if need be, and give you the tools that you need so that you can be successful, because that trainer can't be successful if he's not teaching his fighter to be successful.
Right.
And so where in your mindset would you like to see your career go coming out the gate now, Adrien, since it's been 2 years now? I'm sure you're excited about being back now that you have proper representation. We just studied chopping through all the negative things that you once had, and now we're building around Adrien Bermudez Jr. now for the best possible career we can deliver. Where do you want to see your career go moving forward, brother?
Moving forward, I want the ultimate goal. I want to be world champ. And I know it's possible, because Bernard Hopkins did it at 50. Who else? A lot of great light heavyweights doing it at 50. You even see Roy Jones and Mike Tyson about to fight again at 50.
Right.
So, anything. When I'm still young, I'm in my prime years. I'm still in the best shape of my life, but I know I could get better. I know I'm not at my max level yet, should I say? But I know I can go rounds. I can go in there with the best of them and go round for round. But I know I could get better. So moving forward, I want the ultimate goal. I want that world title.
And your body's still pretty much preserved because you haven't been actively fighting, competing. So you should still be your legs should be nice and young, still moving about. You're displaying good ring generalship in the ring, ring savviness, and stand on your legs, being able to. You got to get on that bicycle for a couple of rounds. You can do that, So that's a good thing moving forward. In case you all don't know, I don't know if we mentioned this early on in the interview. Adrien fights at the junior welterweight weight class division. That's 140 pounds, and that is the weight class that he is comfortable at. He is a southpaw fighter, and he stands at 5 feet 10 inches tall. So that's not bad either. Southpaws, of course, complicated fighters. Nobody likes fighting southpaws because they're so damn awkward and so hard to hit, So, and I bet you have a lot of problems with the guys that's conventional stance. Probably like, oh man, I got to spar this dude.
Right.
So it's pretty much it's crazy, but that's where we are. Brawler Sports Management. This is our 4th edition under the Brawlers banner. We got my man Adrien Bermudez Jr. fights at junior welterweight. I've got Michael Stout, my bantamweight out of Long Island, New York, fights at 118 pounds. You have a cruiserweight teammate right there. So if you need him, reach out to him. His name is Twan Smith, cruiserweight. I also managed his brother, Terrence T-Rex Smith Jr. He was a beast. And then you have my main man in Brooklyn, New York, my man Courtney, the Kingpin Pennington. He fights at junior welterweight, 154 pounds. So those are your teammates, your stable guys. You should probably reach out to them on Facebook, get to know these guys, talk with them. You guys can share training techniques. My man Michael Stout, the 118-pounder, really somebody you should really link up with. This guy's training regimen it'll blow your mind, dude. He grinds. If you get on his Instagram page and see some of the stuff he's doing, his cardio is like no other. And as long as you got legs and cardio, you can go the distance. Your skill sets will get you through the fight. But if you're tired and you have no legs, that's the worst feeling in the world, and you will get your ass whooped. Real talk. So tell the fans how to get a hold of you and how they can follow you, Adrien. What's your platform, your social media platform, so they can all follow along?
Yeah, definitely. You can follow me on Instagram, AD_Bermudez_Jr. I got 2 Facebook pages. I got my Adrien Bermudez Jr. one, and I have AD Bermudez Jr. You can follow me anywhere, man. I'm always responsive. I love the people. I love anybody that supports my career, who's in my corner, win or lose. I have a lot of people who've been there with me since day one as an amateur. And I got a lot of love for everybody, man. I appreciate it. I welcome anybody that wants to come out anytime I fight, anytime I train.
Yes, sir.
I love people. I love y'all, man.
And you can follow him also on Brawler Sports Media right here on Facebook. You also find him on my YouTube page, if you will. And then I've got some other of my associates in the media outlet circuit, if you will, that'll probably be jumping on board, doing articles and everything like that, welcoming you aboard. So without further ado, I ain't gonna take up no more of your time. I just wanted to get this introduction piece in, have people put the face with the newly signed fighter under Brawlers, so that they understand when they see you and they hear that name. Oh yeah, I saw him on the YouTube when he got introduced. Let's go, champ. So that you can find him definitely on my page, no problem. So that being said, champ, I'm gonna let you get out of here. It's your boy Rick Muhammad. This is Brawler Sports Media. This was the Brawler Sports Boxing Show. Newly signed Brawlers fighter, my man Adrien Bermudez Jr. at the 140-pound weight class division. Hey, let's go, champ. Thanks for coming, baby. Let's get to work.
I swear I normally look more prettier than this. I just need to shave. That's all. You watch this all the time. I promise.
My man, Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media, and we out, baby. Peace.
Brawlers, baby. Brawlers.